Hello, 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 hello. Happy Friday. Hello, future business moguls. It's Shane Harris again, navigating you through the business seas. Previously, we explored how to lay down the foundation for a new business. Today, we're going to dive into the dynamic world of business structures and the vital shift you might need as your venture evolves. So, ready to adapt and thrive? Let's dive in. But before we do that, where are my manners? Let me introduce myself. So, again, I'm Shane Harris, and around here on these social media corners, I'm also referred to as Shane the Negotiator. I help coaches, consultants, and service providers who are overwhelmed and lack guidance to achieve true financial freedom. And I do that by providing expert tax and coaching services. That's what I do, and that is who I help. So let's get back into today's topic. We're going to talk about adapt and overcome business structures. So, why change your business structure at all? Why not leave it the way it is? And I'm about to tell you. So, business isn't static. It's a living entity. As it grows and matures, so should its structure. Changing structures can be due to, number one, increasing liability concerns. So as businesses grow, so does the risk. You might have started off at a small little something in a 200 square foot spot, and now you in a big little something, 500 square foot spot. You never know, right? Tax optimization. So different structures offer various tax benefits. And y'all like, oh, that tax again. Taxes is always going to be a part of that. That's why I'm here. I wouldn't be as good as what I do if I wasn't down with the taxes, okay? So it's always going to be a part of it. Number three, investor requirements. So seeking funding. We talked about funding in the last video when we talked about business structure and the setup. Yes, seeking funding. Investors might have structural preferences. They may want you to have certain business type in order to continuing investing into your business because it's more favorable and it allows you to make a lot more money and allow them to make a lot more money. And lastly, operational needs. Maybe you need a more hierarchical or collaborative structure. Maybe you need something that's more of a corporation versus something that's an LLC. And definitely, if you're a sole proprietor, the investors do not want sole proprietors. They want those corporations and those higher hierarchy in businesses as you evolve. So transitioning from a sole proprietor to an LLC or a corporation even. So many start as a sole proprietor. So as I mentioned earlier, you can on Monday's video, you can get started as a sole proprietor where it's just your 1099. You're just a 1099 using your EIN or a social security number, or you don't have to be 1099. You can just be like, you know what? I want to start selling masks again. And you're a sole proprietor and you can do so with your EIN or your social security number. So many start as sole proprietors, but outgrow this structure. Transitioning to an LLC or a corporation provides liability protection. Your personal assets are safeguarded. When you're a sole proprietor, as a single member, not an LLC, you're just you and your name and either your EIN or your social security number, your personal assets are not safeguarded at all. It's the easiest structure to set up because you don't have to do a whole lot. You just be like, oh, I want to run a business, and you just start doing it. That's it. But you do not have the safeguard of your assets at all. It's just out there and you're up for liability if you were to get sued or anything like that. Tax flexibility. So especially with an LLC where you can choose how you would like to be taxed. So you can take that tax election to be taxed as an S corporation or taxed as a C corporation. Now, when you start out there making them big bucks, like you're making 500K or more, then you might want to consider that C corporation. But if you're underneath that, then the S corporation may be more beneficial to you. And if you're profiting and netting at least 30K or more, then the S corporation would probably benefit you if you're an LLC. So that's just a little small example. It's not the end all be all, but it's just a little example of what I gave. So don't take that and run with it. Well, Shane said, I got 30,000. I can go do an S corporation now. No, that's not what I'm saying. You might want to sit with me or sit with somebody else that's knowledgeable in this stuff so that they can help you determine if this is best for you. And I need to say this is just advice that I'm giving, not really advice, I'm just putting this out for entertainment purposes only. I'm not your tax professional. I'm not your professional unless you pay me. I am not that. So I'm just giving this information out there for you to be a little bit more aware, but it's up to you to go and take that to a legal professional, or you can come to me if you like. But once you pay that invoice and we have solidified a contract, then I become your tax professional and I can give you more legal advice. But this is just information given to the masses. I needed to say that. And lastly, professional image. So these structures might be viewed more favorable by clients and, of course, investors. So if you have an LLC versus someone who has a corporation, clients might actually like the fact that you're a corporation better than if you're just an LLC, or definitely if you're a sole proprietor. And of course, investors, as I mentioned above, they may want you to have that corporation. If they are funneling all this money into your business, having that corporation opens the windows, opens the door, opens the everything to a lot more money you can possibly get from other investors and things like that to really skyrocket your business to the millions and gazillions and all of those things. So clients and investors may influence why your structure needs to change. So now let's talk about scaling up from an LLC to a corporation. So all businesses scale further, at least they should, especially when considering public markets or larger investments. So transitioning to a corporation can be advantageous due to stock insurance. So corporations can issue shares and facilitate fundraisers. So if you're an LLC, there's no shares. You're not giving out no shares. LLCs, you're a member. Members do not have shares. Now, if you're a corporation, you could be an S corporation, you could be a C corporation. You are now a shareholder. You are the shareholder. If it's you by yourself, you are 100% shareholder. You own all the stocks in your business. However, if you have investors and things like that, if you're a C corporation and you have public stocks and all of that, now you can have multiple shareholders that's invested in your business. So that's one. Enhanced credibility. Larger clients might prefer dealing with corporations, as I mentioned above. That's why LLCs going to or switching from an LLC to a corporation may be more beneficial. And distinct management structure, clear roles for directors, officers, and shareholders. Now, let me sit back in my chair. Let me say this. And some of y'all that you making good. You making that good money in your business. You making 300K, 400K or more. I know, because some of y'all be coming through here. I know. And you do not do the right things. So you cannot go up and upgrade to these other more favorable business structures that can help you. And the reason why is because you're not doing the right things. You have your paperwork all over the place. You're not following the compliance. Your business license is not up to date. You doing not great things at all. And you're not listening. You're losing so much money because you're paying way too much in taxes because you got the wrong business. But you're bad with managing your business finances. So you're having a hard time going up to the next level. You're stuck. You're not going anywhere. How many more times do you want me to tell you that? Let me hit you in the head. That's me hitting you in the head. I don't want to touch my camera because it's going to mess it up. But that's me hitting you on your forehead so you can get it right and start doing the right things. You are missing out on so much more coinage. You would have so much more coins if you would start doing the right things. Stop listening to them people telling you to spend all your money in your business and do this and do that. Half the time they're wrong. Sometimes they're right by what they're saying, but it's a time and there's a place, and it might not be the time and place for you to spend all your money in your business. You may want to start saving some of that money so that you can start upgrading your business to something so much better. So now I can stop sitting back in my chair. I just wanted to have that conversation with you guys. So clear roles like directors, officers, and shareholders. When you're just an LLC, you don't have all of these roles. It's you. I'm just going to use my name, Shane. I'm the marketer. Shane, I'm the data entry person. Shane, I'm scheduling all my posts. Shane, I'm talking to all the clients. Shane, I'm doing all the emails. That's you. That is you. Now, when you start moving up to the big leagues, you got that S Corp, that C Corp, you're a corporation. You got to worry about not worry about. Now you're going to have directors. There's somebody that's a director, somebody that's an officer, and then of course there's the shareholders. Now you can still be all of these because as an S corporation, if you are the only member, the only shareholder in your business, you have all these hats. But you can put people in there and give a percentage here, percentage there, and they can now have all of these things. They don't even have to get percentages. Only the shareholders get percentages. The director and officer, they don't have to have a percentage of your business at all. That is just their role. And then the shareholders, you can break them up to 100 shareholders for S corporations. C corporations, you can have a gazillion if you want to. None of that matters. Okay, so let's go into the tax implications for S corps versus that C corp. So we're going to start with S corp. So S corps avoid double taxation. There's no double tax in S corp. So income, deductions, and credits flow on through to the shareholders for federal tax purposes. So let's say me and Kayla, she back there asleep somewhere. Me and Kayla, my dog, we are shareholders for Shane Harris LLC. That's the name of our corporation. I have 51% because I feed her, so I'm going to get the most percentages, and she has 49%. That's the share. We are the shareholders, and we that's the split. So the income come in, the deductions come in, the credits that we're getting for the tax purposes. The business gives us a nice little form, writes it up when you file that business tax for informational purposes only. She don't pay taxes over there. Informational purpose only. It gives you a nice little form. It's called Schedule K1. And I'm going to get my K1. Kayla's going to get her K1. And we're going to run over there to Profit First Taxes because Shane owned that too. And we like, here go our income and earnings for our portion from the S corporation. And Profit First Taxes is going to file that with the personal taxes because that income is passed down through to the shareholders. So if they was $10,000, and I'm probably not going to get off the top of my head, Kayla get 49% of that. I get 51% of that. So that's roughly what, 5,100 for me, 4,900 for Kayla. Put that together, that's 10,000, right? Nice, easy math. So let's go on to the C corporation. The C corporation pays corporate taxes. Remember I said S corp? Anybody got time for that? We're not paying taxes over there. The shareholder, me and Kayla, you and whoever else, you pay the taxes when you file your tax on your personal taxes. S corporation, everybody paying taxes. The corporation paying taxes and the shareholders paying taxes. Double tax. And you like, ooh, that's not it. Any dividends to the shareholders are also taxed. So when you receive those dividends, taxes on those dividends, leading to double taxation. However, they offer flexibility in profit sharing. So it's a lot of flexibility when it comes to sharing in the profits, which you do not get when you are an S corporation. So you see why it says, as you grow in your business, knowing these different things is going to have pros and cons to help you in your business. And it can be beneficial to you choosing one or the other. You making $1 million, you might not want an S corporation. Or it may still work for you. An S corporation may still work because it has a pros and cons. You making $1 million, a C corporation might be better for you because it has its pros and cons. But you making $1 million and you're S corporation, not S corporation, misspoke. You are LLC without any of those elections. You might as well stop running your business because you're paying way too much in taxes. And if you're making $1 million as a sole proprietor, meaning you're still using your social security number and your EIN, see me ASAP, because you are leaving a whole lot on the table. So that is the difference between the two. So making the shift, key steps and considerations when contemplating a structure change. So consult with an expert. That is number one on the list. Tax professionals and attorneys can guide you. And you got to get the right one because not everybody out here talking about all of these different things doesn't mean that they know what's going on. Anybody can read off of a paper and go study something real quick and come to a video. Do they really know their stuff? And you would know that because if you're following them for a while, you see what they're talking about. You seeing if their customers are happy, look at the reviews or whatnot. You have to consult with a tax professional and an attorney that knows the ins and outs of these things so they can help you. because you don't want them to know just a little bit more than you do. You need to know a lot more than you do so they can really help you. Review state regulations. Again, review state regulations. Business structures, rules can vary. Each state make up their own laws. I know New York, they're a whole special place. They have pros and cons, but they got a whole special place. Their rules is going to be different from Georgia. Georgia's a special place too. Georgia's rules is one thing, and you'd be like, oh, New York, we better over here because we don't need to do all of that. But that all of that might be a lot better than this little bit over here that Georgia trying to not make you do. So it doesn't mean one is right, one is wrong. You just have to know what is right for your particular state when it comes to your business. At the end of the day, you are the business owner. And no matter how many professionals you are consulting with, you still need to know the basics of what is going on in your business. Don't just leave it to chance and, we're going to figure this out as we go. Wrong. You don't have to figure it out as you go. That's old way of thinking. That's small-minded, and that's lack thinking. And we don't want that, okay? So don't do that. Don't do that. Now, where was I? Maybe went off on a tangent. See, y'all make me mad. I went off on a tangent. Okay, next one. Update business license and permits. Ensure you remain compliant. Now, I'm about to share something with y'all. So last week, I had a situation with my Airbnb. And long story short, if you're on my Facebook page, follow me on Facebook, you can see that video. I did not post it on YouTube. I did post it on my Facebook page. Maybe I'll post it on YouTube if I get a moment to. But I needed the business license for my Airbnb. I'm a sole proprietor for my Airbnb because it's out of my own house. I do it in the main part of the house. I also have a separate entrance that I do it like a mother-in-law suite. I do it there. I didn't have the business license. Shane did wrong. I was bad Shane. I didn't get the business license because I procrastinated. I was like, the laws changed, and I procrastinated. I dragged my feet. I didn't get it. I needed that permit. And when my guest decided not to leave because he wanted to squat, I was out of luck, SOL. Okay? So I had to get him evicted. However, if I had that business license, too easy. The police would come, be like, get up out of here. This is a rental. You can't stay here. So I had to go and file for the eviction, and then I had to go to get the license. Fortunately for me, luck had it my way, and the people upstairs, and you guys were looking out for me. I got the business license that day, the permit, and I came back, called the police, showed them the permit, and they was like, oh, my bad, Kayla. I didn't mean to see. I made my dog mad because I knocked on the thing. It's just me. They knocked on the door and was like, you need to go because I had the permit. Now, if I didn't have that permit or if I didn't get it that day, I would have to have gone and evict him. So see, I messed up by not doing the right things. I do the right things most of the time, but I'm human. Every now and then I get lazy or I put it off or I have a lot going on and I do things. However, I correct when necessary. And I'm letting you know, I'm sharing how I messed up so that you can stop feeling bad that you messed up. And when you come to me, you got your head down like, yeah, I didn't want to come because I didn't want you to yell at me. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm yelling at you now because you don't want to take that action and do what you need to do. So I'm going to yell at you now. But once you come to me, I'm not going to yell at you because I'll be proud of you for taking that step and doing what's necessary for your growth. Okay? That's one to share that. So again, I went off a little bit, so I'm going to repeat what I said. Update business license and permits. Ensure you remain compliant. Okay? And lastly, notify the stakeholders. So investors, employees, and clients should be informed when you're making those changes. Now, depending on what type of business that you have, you will have to inform those shareholders. You cannot change some of those business structures if you are one to the other. The shareholders, you have to have majority before you can actually do so. So you have to consult with them because they may not want that change. Now, I'm not talking about LLCs. We talking about the corporations. It's a whole new ball game up there. So they may or may not want that change, and you may have to do other things. But I'm not going to get into all of that right now. We're sticking with the basics, okay? So notify those stakeholders, investors, employees, and clients. They need to be informed because they are shareholders. So let's go on. Risk of not adapting. So failing to adapt can result in increased personal liability. Your assets might be at risk. So again, remember when I said, if you were sole proprietor, meaning you just like woke up one day, what am I doing this Saturday or Friday or Tuesday? Oh, I'm gonna go sell chapsticks. Let me go make some stuff up and I'm gonna sell chapsticks. Now you took off and your chapsticks is popping because your chapsticks, it make your lip pop. It tastes flavorful. You know, if you're dating, it attracts people. Your chapsticks can be smelled from here in Georgia all the way to Switzerland. They like, oh my gosh, I want them chapsticks. And it's bomb. Now you making all these millions of dollars or thousands or hundreds, whatever, but you doing well. None of it is protected because you don't have a legal structure. So you might be like, Shane, I got all this money. I need to get it right. Let's change your structure to one of these corporations so that you're protected. So that's an example when I says your asset might be at risk. So changing your structure will help you protect your assets. You want to leave inheritance for your children, your children's children. You want to leave that legacy. We're all talking about that generational legacy and all those things that we want to leave. This is how you start and this is how you do it. Missed tax benefits. So overpaying taxes hampers your growth. If you're paying too much in taxes, that's money you could have used something else. That's money you could have been using to invest in more chapsticks. That you could make more chapsticks if you had the money. So overpaying taxes stunts your growth in your business. If you spend $40,000 or $50,000 to uncle in taxes, if you had the different business structure, you might only spend $5,000 in taxes. You never know. So why give the man all this money when you can give it to yourself and leave it for your legacy behind? Consider that. Operational inefficiencies. That's the last one. Your structure might hinder rather than help your operations. So it might not help you out. The wrong structure may hurt your business instead of helping it. So just consider that. And if you have not watched the video, the one I did previously, go back and watch it where we talked about setting up the business structures, because that one is very much important. And now today we talked about reconstructing your business or changing it up from wherever you are to possibly something else. You can go up and down if need be, but this is what we talked about today. So go back and watch those other videos, go on YouTube and go on the playlist and watch them, binge watch it, eat your popcorn, whatever, get your notepad, write it down, and then come see me and I got you. We're going to get you right. So there you have it. The essentials of adapting your business structure as you scale. Remember, the right structure can pave the way for sustainable growth. So stay informed and agile. Be like agility. I'm sitting in the chair, so I can't be all like I'm out here on the football field. Be agile, running with the ball. Like be agile. Okay. Next up, we're going to dive into the mindset realm with CEO Blueprint. We're going to talk about mindset mastery in 90 days. I won't give you a little bit snippet from my coaching program because I want you guys to win. Now, if you want the deep down skinny, of course, you got to join my coaching program. But I'm about to hook you up and give you a little bit something next week. So you don't want to miss that come Monday, okay? Monday morning sharp. I want you to be there. Well, not Monday morning. Monday at 6 p.m. sharp. I want you to be there so you can get the blueprint, the CEO Blueprint, Mindset Mastery in 90 days. Whether you're leading a startup or a bigger business, this is a transformative shift you will not want to miss. So thank you all again. I always enjoy coming in here and doing these lives and making these videos for you guys, because if I only help one person, then I am happy. I've helped a lot of people. And if you go and help one person, I've now helped two people because you've passed this information along. So hit subscribe, share my content. If it doesn't even apply to you, share it anyway, because somebody else may see it and they be like, wow, this is great information. Thank you. So until I come back with Monday or some other day, I hope you enjoy the rest